Well, we saw the video, and in fact, the arrest occurred on the 26th of May. In fact, it was brought to our attention early on the 27th. It was disturbing, and as such, we then called the officer in, suspended the officer, and we also called the Special Investigations Unit because we wanted that third-party oversight, because we wanted to make sure that there was no injuries. And what we were told very early on is they did not invoke, nor were the injuries at a threshold of seriousness. So what we then did is we launched a criminal investigation. That criminal investigation was concluded on the 16th of June. On the 16th of June, what we did was we laid a charge of assault against the officer involved, and I also reached out to the Hamilton Regional Indian Center to make sure that they were aware, because we believed it involved a member of their community. Yeah, at this point, we actually had no cooperation from the person involved, so we do not know that it meets that definition of a hate incident or hate crime. But the reality is, what we have been doing here in Hamilton, and certainly dealing over the last few years with hate crime, is we've been calling for a hate crime community review team, where in fact we have the ability to work with our agency partners, our community, and be able to look at all these incidents of hate to make sure that our larger community has a voice, and how we can have a better resolve in our community to rid it of hate. That's part of the reasons why the Hamilton Police Service has embarked on a journey of looking at the equity, diversity, inclusion to make sure that we better understand the impact of our actions. We also know that in fact the community wants actions and not just words. So what we have done is we brought in a consultative process where we are asking the community to come in and be an advisor to me. Whether it's the Women's Advisory Group, or this case, the Indigenous community, the Black community, we open our doors to make sure they can be here to help us. We've also put the 2S and LGBTQIA liaison. We have Rebecca Morin here, who's a sergeant, who's been doing that for 1 year. We just heard at the board the 1 year anniversary, how important it is. I also heard today the executive director call for an Indigenous liaison officer. We welcome that. I've been working on that for the last year. We have identified a member, and we're seeing whether or not we can get that to fruition, because that's so important. It certainly would be helpful in a matter like this.